Welcome to my channel and Happy New Year. May your new year bring you many blessings, including hair blessings. Have a Happy New Year. I always talk about damaged hair. I donate my time, uh, 15 to 20 minutes, to try to fulfill a wish that my phenomenal hair clientele had. Our mission was to stop damaged hair and, if not anything, control it. If you can't stop it, then at least you can control it. And then, of course, get better faster behind it. So there are ways that you can control your damage. And here on this channel, I try to share my 35 years of conditioning techniques. Working in research has taught me that we have a lot of things wrong with our home maintenance and with our understanding on how to condition. We have a lot of great products. I'm not saying there's bad product out there. There is. But there also is a lot of good product out there. And if you had more knowledge, you could choose or make better choices in your conditioning. Changing your hair habits at home is what my channel wants to accomplish, and giving you a better understanding of conditioning. I haven't had anyone that I haven't taught or learned, or I learn from them, they learn from me. And together we get the job done. So there is a matter of, taking out time to team up with me and learn and change your hair habits. You have to be open-minded. When it comes to changing your hair habits, it's hard at first. But if you have an open mind and you really want the change and you want the knowledge to take your hair to the next level of wellness, then it becomes very easy. Matter of fact, you like your hair a lot better when you learn how to talk to it or work with it, however you want to put that. So yeah, I hope that we both can keep learning about hair in this new year. And I hope that uh, that I can learn from you as well as you learn from me. It's always good to go over this information so I keep it fresh in my mind. But I have noticed that I need to go over the information. These were my first videos, so I don't know if they were good or not. I'm kind of going back over them going, ouch, maybe I should have said that. So I am going to take this first part of January, maybe till summer, and go over my old post and answer some questions. I'll still answer the email questions. However, I'm going to try to summarize everything that I have taught you. That way I can see if I left anything out or if you need more supportive information. So I'm looking forward to the year of 19. Oh, 19. Listen to me. I'm so old. 2025. Going back to the 19. Oh, my God. Uh, Thank you for sending your email questions to ditahair911 at gmail.com. I really appreciate that. It really helps me get my information together and also have my, uh, I don't know, every time I go over every question that you ask, it's good for me. And if I don't know, I will look it up. I have lots of data, and I can always go back in my books if I don't know the question. And then I'm a very good researcher. The big question is when two or more questions come in asking the same question. My big question for today is, what do I think about damaged hair? Now, this is a little different question. Let me stop here. Usually it's a question. If you haven't been here before, it's usually a question. And of course, this is a question, but it's asking me to speak on damaged hair. It's not really giving me a write out question. But I thought it's okay. Maybe we need to answer these questions as well. I don't mind speaking about damaged hair. Uh, Definitely, I had to think about what I wanted to say to make sure that I clarify how I approach damaged hair. There is a need for clients to change their hair habits. We don't realize that hair damage is in layers. So you could be suffering from stress damage as well as medicine damage, medication, or you could be suffering from dehydration. There's so many things that can go in a different array, and maybe it's two or three things that has gone in array. So what we want to do here, what I want to do here, is to help you understand that if you just started with changing your hair habits, then you would start seeing the connection and the analyzing that you can do. A lot of times, because we don't know how to analyze our damage, we're just stabbing in the dark when it comes to conditioning. I think I wrote a post on Dita Damaged Hair, Facebook. It's open to the public if you like to check that out. I wrote a post about conditioning in the dark. And when you look at the pictures, you'll see underneath the pictures hair information. And one of the things, you can easily do is condition in the dark. Yes, you're dehydrated, but yes, how often is that moisture really building up when you do your deep conditioning? Are you deep conditioning correctly? It's not just about the product. We often think we're just hooked on that type of marketing that is the product. And I can't help but to think that the hair companies have encouraged this because they want you to buy bottles of conditioner. And of course, everyone thinks that they have their perfect bottle to solve your hair problems. So we get into this, I'll try this, I'll try that. Oh, that sounds fun. Yes, my hair is dry. But we don't get into, wait a minute, is it dry because of this? Is it dry because I haven't done the conditioner often enough? So this is where our conditioning fails. And a lot of time our product fails because we don't properly use it. And I say we because I like saying that without, including just talking to you bad about your hair habits. But a lot of times we don't know how to condition. And so I try to say we, okay, just to make sure it's, not directed at anyone. But anyway, getting back to conditioning. So there's a lot. If we could just settle down and think about conditioning right, or I won't say right, conditioning as one needs it. Your conditioning is different. How you got into damaged hair is different from how I got into damaged hair. So it's personal. And if you want to get out of damaged hair, you have to know how you got in it. So once you know that, then you can say, all right, I know how to condition now. I know how to watch my hair for damage. I know the red flags of damage. And so therefore you can attend to these hair problems quicker. And therefore it doesn't have to go on and on. A lot of times we live with our damage too long before we do something about it. And we seem to be perfectly happy with just saying, oh, it'll pass. The thinning will go away. And it did. It went away. You're lucky me. They're not thinking about that's not a good sign. Damaged hair that's thinning is not a good sign. It means it will come back and it will come back again and again. It'll stop and come back again. And that's due to the life cycles of your hair. And so we often think about our hair and think it needs one thing and it needs another. So I think in this channel, I would like to help you be more accurate at your conditioning. And remember, it's not a product, it's you. You're the one who's going to make the difference in your damage. You're the one that's going to take control of your damage. And so therefore, you're the one that has to be repetitious. You have to be noticing. I had clients that kept hair diaries as well as hair on their calendar. And they said that sometimes they didn't even have to put deep conditioning on their calendar. Their hair told them when they needed the deep conditioning. So you see here, excuse me, how the conditioning is supposed to work with you and your lifestyle and how you're supposed to be communicating with your hair damage. And so that's the biggest problem with hair today, and reason why we're losing our hairline, reason why we're losing our hairline and can't get it back. And we just wonder what to do. And then we come up with very little answers. So we just live with the damage, thinking that, oh yes, I trimmed it, so that's why it's short. So we need to be more accurate about it's you. And if you can control your damaged hair, it means you need knowledge to be able to do so. So here on this channel, here again, I have no sponsors. I'm actually just volunteering. So there's no company here. There's no one to have a reason to lie or to coast you or to market to you. What I'm trying to do is help you get along with your product better. If you like a certain brand, then let's see if you need it. So that means that if you start noticing that this is not clearing up, you still have a problem of dryness, then you know that your moisturizer just doesn't carry the right ingredient for your moisture level. So you have to switch to another moisturizer. And so in doing so, that should help you out, but at least you know if it's working or not. A lot of times we throw away a product and we get another product, and we throw away that product, and then in a couple of years we get another product, but we still have the same results. So I think damaged hair needs self-awareness. I think damaged hair needs change. And I think we're the ones who are going to have to do it. Email question number 1. I just cut my hair short. Now it feels bad, rough to touch, and dry. When you say you cut it short, you probably had a dryness problem prior to cutting it, and then cutting it didn't make it drier. So don't feel as if cutting it was the cause of the dryness still being there. If it was dry in the first place, it's going to be dry in the second place. So just moisturize. But remember, you will need to balance out your protein. So remember, rebuilder, reconstructor, if you've had chemicals, that also has to be added in. One is just as important as the other, and they live in perfect harmony. So so you want to first try building your moisture, and then of course you want to try your protein, and that's deep conditioning with heat. So that's the way you can best take care of that. It sounds like you must have cut it pretty short though. So I'm thinking it's about 4 or 5 inches, or maybe it's a close cut where you're only 3 inches. I don't know if you're male or female. So let's just suggest that you get on your moisturizer every day until that goes away. And then, of course, put in your rebuilder so that you don't offset the balance. But we'll talk more about that on the channel, so stay tuned. Question number 2. I like wearing lace wigs, but fearful about hair being damaged. Anytime you wear a wig, for instance, I've had people condition and they had to wear a wig to work. That's how they wanted to be presented at work. It's not only a hairstyle, but it's a character. So you also say to yourself, I want to look like this when I go to work. So, I understand. The lace wigs, I would think braiding and what do you call extensions would be harder on your hair than a lace wig. However, it does take a toll on that hairline. So you must add extra product to that hairline. You must massage that hairline. That's the only thing I would suggest if you have to wear the lace wig. If you could not wear it as often, that would be great. That would always let up on the stress. I don't know if you have a hairline. So if you don't have a hairline, then I would suggest stopping the lace wigs for a minute and condition that hairline more often. Deep condition with heat, of course. And then, of course, apply extra conditioners during the day as well as at night. And then, of course, deep conditioning with heat. Here again, a heat conditioning cap. And I have instructions for that. You can always email me and I can email it back to you. But right now, yes, lace wigs will create stress. The weaker your hairline, of course, the harder stress it'll be. So if you're losing your hairline, then I would try to not wear the lace wigs as much. Wigs are accepted now, so it doesn't necessarily have to be lace in order for it to look good. I know that the lace wigs look very realistic, so I do understand. But you have to ask yourself, do you want to save your hairline or do you want to wear your lace wig to replace your hairline? That's on you. Either one, I think, is acceptable in this society. People love wigs, and they love you if you don't. And now they love you bald-headed. So you're okay either way. But maybe you don't want to be bald-headed. Maybe you want to save your hairline. So in that case, I understand. And so what you're going to do here is to actually apply, let's see who I have here can come out easily and quickly, but apply your, hey, this is a cutie. Apply your conditioner straight to that hairline. So the hairline is about 2 inches away from your line, from the skin, from the scalp. So it would be 2 inches into, well, it looks like this bang area. Yeah, her bang area is about like that. And so, yeah, I would take the conditioner and actually rub it into the scalp as well as the hairline. I would also start, thank you, buddy. You're losing your shoes. All babies lose their shoes, right? So do that with your hairline and see if you can massage. And then, of course, consider that your hairline might be thin because of stress. And if that's true, then you need to apply heat to your neck and shoulders. Try to relax and massage that so that the stress level will go down and start your hairline coming back. Once you see it coming back, you want to use your lace wig sparingly. Maybe not every day. Third question. I swim a lot. Do I use a heat cap? Swimming? Oh, yes, I definitely suggest that you use a heat cap every week. If you're swimming every week, I swim 3 times a week. I have a class, so I am definitely in the water all the time. So yes, wearing a swim cap is great. And don't worry about the pool water, the chlorine. Chlorine usually is worse on top of the water than it is in the water. But a swim cap would be great if you could wear one. If you can't, then you want to just shampoo after the pool and then definitely heat cap. Yeah, if you just heat cap once a week, it would help. If your hair is very dry, then of course, every time you swim, you need to follow up with the heat cap. And that way you'll get conditioners deep into the cuticle as well as into the hair shaft. And then it will also prevent you from absorbing so much. If you go in the pool and you're very dry and porous, then of course you're going to absorb a lot more. But if you're up on your heat capping, the pool won't dry it out as fast and won't be as damaging. That's about it on that one. And you want to heat, you want to condition with moisture and protein because chlorine will take out both. Oh, hair facts. I love hair facts. Hair facts is because it's good for you to have a hair folder. And if you've been watching my channel, then you will, you know that you have a hair folder and you're putting notes in that hair folder so that you can start changing your hair habits at home. I like to leave you with hair facts because it's strictly hair information that you need to do a lot better and to take control of your hair damage. Hair facts. I'm thinking, it says here, okay, we might have talked about this before. I think I always say that because I always remember talking about it. But red flags of damaged hair. We live with damage too long, and we sit and do nothing for a while until the hair just gets totally out of control. Well, by that time, it's going to take a longer time to get you back in the zinc. So if hair is just a dead appendage. It does have living matter, but it's a dead appendage. So once you let the dryness go so long, it's nothing you can do but let that dryness get cut off or, condition until you can cut it off. But eventually it could be stabilized until you cut it off. And that's just depending on how bad the damage is. So if you notice you're dry, take care of it right away. If you notice thinness, then don't just sit back and go, oh, it's gone away, it won't do it again. Don't let your damage control you. So if you know that your hair isn't holding a curl, that's lack of protein. If you know it doesn't have shine and bounce, that's moisture. Um, if you think that you removed all the oils, so you are looking at your hair and you're understanding your hair, and you say to yourself, last month it was really doing this and I loved it, but this month it's not. So then you go back to your deep conditioning and say, well, maybe I need to pick up and go back to once a week until my hair is better. I did take cough syrup last week, and so therefore, I can feel the dryness or the medication. And then maybe it's your dehydration. So, up your electrolytes. And I don't mean just electrolyte drinks. I mean the sports electrolytes. That's great for increasing your electrolytes. So like I said, here again, the facts for today is don't let the red flags just go by. If you see your hairline thinning, take care of it. Know that you need to brush and massage, and you need to add conditioning on the hairline separately, like I just talked about with the baby girl here, the baby doll here. At least on that hairline, apply your conditioners, and you can do that 2 or 3 times. I talk about mini conditioners, and that's a good post to go back and listen to, and I'll talk about it again because we're going to do a summary in January. So we're going to be looking at the mini conditioners again. But, start saying to yourself, well, let's see if some mini conditioners will, pick my hair up. Notice what your hair is doing. Knowing that your hair is not as bouncy. It doesn't have the luster and the sheen. These are all indications that your conditioning needs to be more accurate. Get it? More accurate. Maybe it's your product. Now that you can read your hair, it's good. If you put oils on it, you can't read what your hair is doing because the oils are covering up the signs or the red flags that you need. So in your folder today, remember, do not ignore the red flags of damage. Take care of it right away. Look it up and see what you can do. And as far as my channel, it will always be telling you what to do. So definitely remember that it's the deep heat conditioning, and you should know when you're low on that, just because you do them all the time. The deep conditioning is with heat is good for the relaxation. So if your scalp is stressed out, then you can relax with the heat from the conditioner. And it's a nice heating cap. It takes, depending on the length of your hair, but it's very easy, very comfortable. My clients love their deep conditioning in more ways than one. They do, look at the heat as soothing, and the scalp looks at the heat as being great. So relax your scalp, condition, put in the nutrition you need, and, understand that when you see the hair doing things, be able to attend to it. That's why braids are such a problem, because you can't see the hair or the scalp. You can't brush as often. You can't attend to the red flags. So when you can look at your hair and there's no braids in there, you can say, oh, I need brushing. My scalp is itching. After you learn to brush and you learn to be consistent with it, you'll know that your scalp really communicates with that. And the scalp will literally feel like, oh, I need to be brushed. Oh, yeah, let me get a good brushing. So definitely look into my scientific brushing. That helps the red flags of stress. So kind of understand the hair problems and what the hair problems are coming from. And then you can sit back and say, my hair was fine until I used another product. I shouldn't have let my sister put on that product. It's not acting like, that. Water-soluble products are, more favorable because if they rinse out of your hair, then your hair is not coated and you can tell what's going on with your hair. So, yeah, put that in your hair folder, and I hope it helps. I want to thank you for staying. please post or please push the like button. I really appreciate it. I should say not post, but share. And because I know there's a lot of damaged hair families out there. So definitely share my post. Hopefully it'll help them to push the like button, push the like button. It's free to subscribe. I appreciate it. It really helps the channel get a little bit further, and it lets me know what you need. Remember, giving damaged hair a voice is important. So when you talk to me, you're giving damaged hair a voice to say we're not going to sit at home with our damaged hair anymore. We're not crying over our hairline anymore. We have our hairline back. We understand what's happening with our hair, and we're going forward. Keep an open mind. Change your ways, and your hair will follow. I want to thank you for this blessed new year, or last new year as well. I appreciate it. I was happy to be able to stay on my channel and communicate with you guys. I always am looking forward to all the emails that you've been sending last year. It was great. Appreciate it. I hope we can do more this year. I'm looking forward to taking care of our hair for the year 2025. Thank you so much for coming. Now, go have a great hair day. Talk to you soon.